So, Phil, Aussie actress Rebel Wilson, I love by the way, has announced that she's making a movie about K-pop and Asian Twitter isn't happy. So what's going on?
Well, first of all, can I just say I'm obsessed with Rebel Wilson. Like sometimes when I'm at home, I just like sit and watch her interviews on Ellen and stuff.
Oh, do you know that she's actually a lawyer as well?
Yeah, she's a lawyer. Yeah, and she's from Sydney, so.
Oh, so
yeah.
she did the whole she did the studying thing. Then she wants to become an actress. It's like us. It's like us, really.
Yeah, kind of like us. Yeah.
Yeah, but so what's going on within the K-pop industry and Rebel Wilson?
Well, so last week, Rebel announced that she's making a movie about K-pop called Seoul Girls. Or is it Seoul Girls? Yeah, Seoul Girls.
Seoul Girls, yeah.
Yeah, so it's coming out in Hollywood. So it's going to be done by a big production company called Lionsgate, who's done like some of the biggest movies.
Yes.
But after she announced it, there was mixed reactions because people are worried that with Hollywood making a movie about K-pop, it's going to further exaggerate
the stereotypes
of Asian people and stuff like that. But let me read you a synopsis because it sounds like, honestly, it sounds a pretty good movie. I would want to watch it, but let's read through it. So the movie is about a Korean American high school girl and her friend who enters a worldwide talent competition, who is seeking an opening act and the world's biggest K-pop band. The girls will get help from an ex-member of a British girl group and a former K-pop trainee to find their voices on the world's biggest stage. So the script has been revised by a Korean American scriptwriter called Young Il Kim, who's worked on like the hit shows called Billion and the Hilary Clinton biopic Rodham. But yeah, no other Asian has actually been attached to the show yet except for him, and he's only just revising the script. But yeah, Asian Twitter has really strong feelings about this. How do you feel about this?
Wait, hold up. So there's only one Asian person who's overseeing this. Everybody else
so far. So the reaction has been like, what does Rebel Wilson know about the K-pop community? What does Rebel Wilson know about Asian people? So the debate at the moment is, does Rebel Wilson even is she a representative of our community to represent us? How do you feel about this? Do you think that this is going to further stereotype our community or the K-pop community, or what do you reckon? Because the K-pop community has a bad rap already for being crazy and insane. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know anything about this movie, to be honest. It's just been announced that Rebel Wilson is starring in a K-pop. Who knows, it might paint this kind of light that it may shed some good parts about Asian and Asianism and being Asian, but we don't know too much. We're just going based on what we heard. But again, it sounds like, you know how we have that what's that Matt Damon movie where he was in the Samurai? The
Great Wall of China.
The Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
Who's in Tom Cruise is in the Samurai. It's like it feels like the direction that they're going, and the reason why Twitter is upset is because they're casting this white person in an Asian film to kind of be the hero. If that makes sense.
So there is a narrative in Hollywood about the white savior narrative, which is the idea of every movie needs to have a white heroic person to save it. So for example, like you mentioned Tom Cruise, I haven't seen that movie, but I'm sure he was the savior of that movie.
He was, yeah.
Then there was a movie about the Great Wall of China, called The Great Wall, right? Featuring Matt Damon. And so that movie that story was meant to be based from 1,000 years ago, but yet somehow they managed to insert Matt Damon as a white character to save China, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then so I don't know, people are worried this movie's gonna be whitewashed. For example, they might get Scarlett Johansson to star in it as a Korean American girl.
Oh my god.
So that is the idea at the moment. So I don't know,
I get where
I like the storyline where it's coming from, and I think it's great that Hollywood's finally realizing that there's money
to be made in Asian stories.
Exactly. Asian stories. It's great, but should Rebel Wilson be inserting herself into the movie? Should the main character of this movie be getting help or being saved by a white Caucasian girl or character?
Look, we don't know too much about this movie just yet. Who knows, Rebel Wilson may just play that kind of quirky, funny girl who'd just be like a best friend type of thing that she normally does play. And they could cast pretty much nearly majority of Asian people in this movie.
Like Crazy Rich Asians.
Like Crazy Rich Asians, yeah, and really led that movement. But I don't think Rebel Wilson will be dumb enough to play a role that takes away important things.
I think
because she's the type of person that when she was being blasted by the media, that they'll writing horrible things which are untrue about her, and they'll writing about her womanhood,
or her her age,
and everything. It's like she took that to court, she fought against it, and someone who's a lawyer who has such an educated background, it doesn't seem like that's the type of person that Rebel Wilson will be.
Yeah. Do you think she realizes like this is actually an opportunity for Asian people to actually have a moment? Do you think she's going to give a moment to Asian actors, Asian actresses?
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Asian directors.
I mean, so far there's only one Asian.
Yeah, because so far there's only one guy who's only just looking over the script. He didn't even write the script. He just looked over it to make sure there's no like cultural like mistakes in there.
This is like what we were talking about with RuPaul. After his Emmy win, because for those who don't know who RuPaul is, he is the drag queen or the monster behind RuPaul's Drag Race, and he got in trouble. Not trouble, but he got a bit of media attention when after the Emmys they had that kind of interview with a lot of people that can ask them questions. But someone pointed out, why are all the people working behind you white?
Yes.
Why isn't there any black, writers, script writers,
and
directors?
And the reason why it's really important to have like, I guess like people of color working on these films is because it's a story about our story, right? So we want it to be representative of who we are and of our community. So for example, the story is meant to be about an opening act for a K-pop concert. Like, there's already one thing that's wrong about this movie where that K-pop concerts actually don't have opening acts.
Oh yeah, they
so
don't.
That's already a wrong something. Like she's already like effed up already.
Wait, why don't they have opening acts?
I don't know. I just think when people go to a concert, they just want to see their art. They don't want to be seeing someone else.
That's when we went to Blackpink. There was no opening act.
Correct. Yeah.
I see.
So if she can't get this minor detail right, should we be worried that she's going to go out and...
Wait, who's she? Rebel Wilson?
Rebel Wilson and the people who's working in this movie.
But Rebel Wilson isn't in charge of...
She is. It's her production company.
What, Lionsgate?
No, she's the one like making the movie. So she has a production company. Lionsgate's the one that's going to be distributing the movie.
Wait, hold up. Rebel Wilson is pretty much producing this movie. She's not just starring in it as an actress.
She's starring in it, but then Rebel Wilson also has a production company, so she makes movies as well. And then she makes a deal with, for example, Lionsgate, who's a distributing company. They distribute the movie worldwide.
See. Yeah. This changes things a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I thought, because it sounds like from the story that I read, that she was just the girl who was just casted in the movie.
No, she's I think it was one of she's one of the people who came up with the idea.
I see.
But she's also inserting herself into the movie.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I'm a bit worried that they're going to, for example, play into the stereotype of a Korean American girl who's shy, reserved, who's nerdy, geeky, who has really strict parents, who only her parents want to study math only. So I don't know. There are some things to be concerned. But I think if she takes on this criticism and actually hires an Asian person who can write the script for her, not just revise, but actually write the script, have an input into it, maybe get an Asian director to get the cultural things right.
Yes.
Like there's some things that are different in Asian culture compared to Western and American culture. So yeah, it'd be really great if they got that. But yeah, I was thinking about it. Have you realized a lot of movies these days have a lot of Chinese actors and actresses? They do.
I was going to ask you, do you think this is a power play on Rebel Wilson to try to get into the Asian markets?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because like we said, there's money in Asian entertainment right now.
Look at the statistics. China's movie industry is worth $11 billion. Hollywood is only worth $12 billion. So it's only $1 billion apart.
And China's expected to take over Hollywood next year.
That's crazy.
And the reason why we're seeing so many Chinese actors, Chinese entertainers in these movies, and why the movies are filmed in China, is because China has strict policies on rules and how people can get into China and show their films. Because they only accept a handful of films.
Correct.
So last year I think they accepted 38. Wow. So it's very strict. So unless you have a co-production, so you have to have a Chinese company working on the movie, have Chinese actors and actresses. China's portrayed good in the movie, so it can't be portrayed as a villain. So if you cross all of those, your movie can get shown in China.
I see.
If not, then it will either have a very limited release, or it won't make it to the censorship. So I think it'd be really cool. I think over the next 10 years, we're going to see a lot of things change in Hollywood, because I think China kind of has Hollywood by its neck.
Yep.
Yeah, so
They forget how big China is, and China has grown so much since it's they call it the gold rush days in China.
yeah,
Everybody in China is making a lot of money.
Mhm.
They hardly have any debt compared to all the Western countries too.
yeah.
They've got the business, the infrastructure, including in music and movies as well.
Yeah,
And the only thing they just need is the product.
yeah. And I just some other cool statistics over here. So, did you know the K-pop industry is worth $5 billion? And this was in 2018.
Is this all like from BTS?
BTS. Okay, I do have some statistics about BTS. So BTS this year has made $57 million already. That's crazy. That's up there with like Taylor Swift and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see what it's going to be like for Asian people in the next 10 years, because I think there's so much is going to change for us. And we're in a world where it's like post Crazy Rich Asian world. And so
even if you look at the record labels now, they want to sign Asian artists.
yes.
Monster X is I saw recently signed by Epic Records, which is so random.
Yeah.
BTS is probably going to be probably signed by a big division in USA as well. So everybody is trying to tap into the Asian market really quickly.